You know, for someone that lives in Alabama for most of their life, there's not really much to do here. So when I heard there was going to be a Comic Con here in Alabama, I just had to jump in. Yes, Iron City Comic Con is one of the newest events to come in Alabama, where you go and meet your favorite celebrities, shop at amazing vendors, and see some amazing cosplays from the locals. Now, I usually don't go to many events like these unless there's something special going on, but for this particular con, one of my favorite VAs was gonna be there. Yes, guys, I got to meet VA Janet Varney, the person that voiced Korra from The Legend of Korra. But before I can share my experience of meeting her, let's shout out a couple of vendors that I thought that were pretty cool to see at the convention. Pot Ramen, where they sell stickers, prints, and cool bead art. This is where I got the Ing bead art from. Vibe Creation LLC, where they have these cool wooden Pokemon cards and comic book covers. Archangel Games, where I got this cool beanie from. And Pixel Empire, where I saw these sick looking avatar prints. Also got a couple pictures riding this sick Appa. This Appa was made by John Marks. He created other sculptures as well, like the Iron Giant one. He just so happened to have the Appa sculpture there, and people got to take pictures of it. I took a couple pictures as well. It was sick to see. But with that, let's get to the story of me meeting Janet for the first time. After exploring the floor for a while, I was able to find Janet's booth. The line wasn't that long. It was still pretty early in the con, so not that many people show up there. So I was able to be the first few to stand in line. After waiting for like a couple of minutes, a lot of the celebrities show up there. And one of the celebrities was Janet. She had like this sick jean jacket on that had like a bunch of pins. She had like the patch of all the 4 nations from the last Airbender. Her jacket is like really sick. And then immediately once she got there, she sat down with her agent, I believe, and they were trying to get the booth set up. And then once they got the booth to set up, she was able to take selfies and take autographs with fans. She was also able to answer a lot of questions as well. And I'm not gonna lie, seeing her interact with her fans was really nice to see. People were asking her mostly like Avatar related questions, but some people also knew her from the show, I believe. This could be a movie, forgive me, I'm wrong. But she also did Stand Against Evil, which I heard was a pretty sick show. I'm probably gonna watch that really soon because I'm really curious what that show's about. She also did other projects as well. But right now she's like in a podcasting phase where she does a bunch of podcasting. Her current podcast she's doing is Brave Against the Elements, where literally she just talks and watch The Last Airbender and discuss the episodes with her co-podcaster Dante, that also voiced Zuko, that you guys should check it out. I think it's really sick that they do a podcast with them talking about one of the greatest shows of all time. After like a couple of fans did selfies and stuff with her, it was my turn, and I was able to talk to interact with her. She signed one of my books. Here's her autograph. Luckily for me, it was like my birthday, so she signed like this right here. But I also was able to ask her a couple of questions as well. One of my biggest questions I asked her was her Avatar hot take. And her hot take was very surprising. And her hot take was that Hama, the person that basically created bloodbending, she basically said like she did what she had to do to escape. She believed that Hama didn't do anything wrong when she escaped from the Fire Nation, except for when she kidnapped those people and stuck them in the mountain. She was wrong for doing that, but for her escaping the Fire Nation and use bloodbending, she said it wasn't her fault. Like the moment she got captured by the Fire Nation, they were keeping them trapped with barely any water. They were getting rid of waterbenders one by one. So she basically had to create a new like self-bending style for her to escape. And no matter how cruel the bending style was, thanks to her creating blood bending, she was able to escape. And she doesn't blame her for doing that because the Fire Nation literally almost wiped out all of the waterbenders from the Sun Rider tribe. And she was a lone survivor because she created a very dangerous but reasonable like sub-bending type, which is blood bending. Now her literally kidnapping people That's on her. But she's basically saying that because of all she's still stuck in her ways of all the Fire Nation people were bad. So she's basically like almost nearly like PTSD. She does still blame her for keeping her violent tendencies and whatnot, but during that time where she had to escape from the Fire Nation, she did what she had to do. And I see her point. I could kind of see where she's going with it, because if any of us was trapped in that situation, we will be desperate enough to create something so terrible as bloodbending is. And then I ended off the conversation saying, well, at the end of the day, blame the Fire Nation, you know? If it wasn't for them declaring war, none of us would be in this situation. I also asked her the question of for her being Korra's voice actor and being with her journey from beginning to end, what's your overall thoughts about Korra? Because in my eyes, the reason why I like Korra so much, because from the very beginning of the series, you see Korra as like, she wants to be the Avatar. She wants to save people and all that. Like compared to Aang did not want to be the Avatar because he wanted to be close to his friends or his loved ones. Well, it was one of the main reasons why he ran away. But towards the end, he started to accept his Avatar duties. And not only that, find different ways of like dealing with situations like we did with the Fire Lord by taking his bending away. With Korra, you can tell from the beginning how she was wanting to be the Avatar, but she's slowly realizing that people don't want her. Like from the first season, you can tell that the non-benders didn't want her. They didn't want any non-bending. They don't want any benders at all, the non-benders, but they especially didn't want the Avatar. Then by the second season, there was literally a dark Avatar that took all of her past connections away and restarting the Avatar cycle. Which I understand why they did that, because I think the little sidetrack, but I think the reason why the creators did that was to slowly make Korra felt alone. And then you slowly get to see that Korra is not needed. And from being this strong Avatar, you see her like go from that to complete depression. It was really sad to see, but also very relatable, because you see this person that's basically has literally the best, like the most powerful person in the whole universe, in her universe. And you see her go from that to basically the most human emotion you could have, which is depression, right? Like she felt so down that she started seeing hallucinations of herself. And that's why like one of my reasons why I love Korra so much. But I asked her about her thoughts about Korra. And one of the she would like agree with the points I made, but she also added something I didn't realize. Like, for one, she states that yes, Korra loses a lot of her fights, but she also stressed on how much the Avatar needs a community around them, because without the community around her, or basically her friends and family, like she would struggle way a lot more, or she wouldn't be the Avatar we know as her today. Like she states that without her team Avatar, like she would definitely struggle a lot more, especially with her fights, because she need help fighting the big bats. And people will be like, well, Aang didn't need any help. But the people she was fighting was hard. Like you literally have someone that could do bloodbending without the moon, like at will. You have a little dark Avatar. You have a Melbender that is literally revolutionizing and has a machine that could like throw a spirit beam at you. And then you have Zahir that we literally saw take someone's like breathing away. Like what? Like I get Ozai, it's crazy strong, was literally the most powerful firebender we've seen in the series. But Korra was going against back-to-back baddies, dude. Like big bads. Like no one could really beat big bads. And with Ozai, it's like you have to have a comet, and then he gets like this amp. It's crazy. But back to her general answer, she also states how much Aang need his friends as well. Like, like Aang could like defeat the Fire Lord, but thanks to his friends, Zuko and Katara was able to take back the Fire Nation, and Sokka and his group was able to defeat all the air fleets, so they won't do that much damage to the Earth Nation. She basically saying how without them, then the Earth Nation would basically be the whole Avatar universe would be in the worst state without Aang, not just Aang, but basically his friends. So she really stressed about how much of an Avatar needs a community around them to help him with situations, and because basically what she's trying to say is the Avatar can't do it alone, basically. And I agree with her point. Like, she made a really good point. Like, you can't take all of the Earth problems to yourself and expect you to do it by yourself. You need someone to help you get through it and help you with all these situations, because no one can do it alone. Now, I don't know how to end this video for sure, but I want to end up by saying thank you, Janet, for talking to me for a while. I know it was only for a short while, but you've been a blast to talk to. I'm happy I was able to get to meet you. I hope the best for your future endeavors with your podcasting, your roles, and whatnot. Thank you, Iron City Comic Con, for hosting the event. I will definitely go to more later on in the future. And thank you for watching, guys. Appreciate you guys watching this video. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe for more videos. But until then, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.